Okay, good morning. So my name is Andrea Nicolai, and I work with the University of Florida at the Extension. And with me today, I have, I don't know if you guys can see on the side, but I have Ray Sean.
Good morning.
And he's my intern today. Oh, sorry. So he's my intern, like more than today, I guess, through the 22nd, and he's from Kaiser University. So he's going to start out the presentation or do most of it, and then I have a couple of slides to follow up. So I guess we're really excited to have you guys today, and we'll get started talking about fiber. So thank you for joining.
All right, everybody. Today we're going to be speaking about fiber. Thank you for coming here today. Today's presentation is called Fiber, It Moves Me. All right, so let's get it started. All right, so for today's topics, we're going to be speaking about what is fiber, different types of fiber, benefits of fiber, how much do you need, fiber boosting foods and fun facts, what foods are high in fiber, ways to add fiber to your foods, and we're going to be going over a short quiz, so make sure you're paying attention, okay? All right, so what is fiber? All right, so as you can see here, fiber is a type of carbohydrate the body cannot digest. So dietary fiber is found in the plants you eat, including fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. You probably heard it that it can help with digestion, so it may seem odd that fiber is a substance that your body can't digest. It passes through your digestive system practically unchanged. So today we're going to be knowing that fiber is our friend, and also pretty much you can see here in this image, these are all sources of fiber here. We do have a source that is a fruit as well. You can see the avocado there. And you're going to be learning that these sources include fruits, veggies, whole grains, beans, legumes, seeds, and nuts. Okay. All right, so here we have soluble fiber. So this is the fiber that dissolves in water. So this is derived from the inner flesh of plants such as pectin, gums, and mucilage. They form a viscous gel and are usually fermented by bacteria in the colon into gases and byproducts such as short-chain fatty acids. They alter the blood glucose and cholesterol concentrations. And next we have insoluble fiber. This fiber does not dissolve in water. So this is pretty much like the outer flesh of the plant. They are insoluble and cannot undergo fermentation by bacteria in the colon. As a result, they form a bulk of the stool and promote laxation. So cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin are insoluble fibers. So some of these, I'll give you some examples of cellulose. So you're looking at like corn bran, potatoes, skin of most fruits from trees, such as the apples. So we're going to be speaking about that, such as eating the skin on the apple, how it's important because it adds some extra fiber to your meals. Also the banana. Did you know you could add the peel to the smoothies? So that's something that I found interesting that I learned recently, actually. So the insoluble fiber does promote regularity and prevents constipation. Okay, so we're moving on here. So this is just a brief overview of what we just went over. So it shows that soluble fiber traps sugars, fats, and cholesterol. And this, remember that it dissolves in water. Okay, and those are just some extra examples where you could find it. All right, so here's a brief overview of what we just went over on insoluble fiber. You can see that it forms the stool bulk, and it helps break down food to pass through the colon. And here are some more examples of those. Okay, so remember, insoluble fiber does not dissolve in water. Okay. All right, so here we have a little child. He looks like he's, he looks like he's mad, but actually he's constipated. So he's experienced some constipation because he's not getting enough fiber. His mom's not giving him enough fiber. So you can see here some of the statistics that we found are 16 out of 100 adults have symptoms of constipation. Okay, and 33 out of 100 over the ages of 60 have symptoms of constipation. All right, so who is most likely to become constipated? So we have woman during pregnancy. You know, they're forming that child in their stomach. They're growing a human being, and it's taking up a lot of space. And, you know, the biochemical process of that, you know, it's taking some of their nutrients, you know, and, you know, pretty much they need to increase their fiber intake for that reason. So you have older adults, as we mentioned, non-Caucasians, people who eat little to no fiber, and also people who take certain types of medications, dietary supplements. You might hear from your doctor, hey, you need to increase your water intake to open up your bowels and try to consume some more fiber to help, you know, with some of the symptoms. Also, people with certain health problems, including functional gastrointestinal disorders. Moving on. All right, so here are some sources of fiber that we're going to be speaking about. Or just some examples. So you see that we have some beans, leafy greens, and nuts. These are some things that you want to include in your daily fiber diet. You know, increase, you know, your leafy greens and nuts, and get some beans. Beans are very healthy. We're going to be getting into that here shortly. All right, so some benefits of fiber. So you can see fiber can relieve constipation and normalize bowel movements. It can help you feel full, which may result in you helping you lose weight. These can also help you reduce the risk of any long-term, may be beneficial in preventing some long-term complications such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cancers, and can help regulate blood pressure and lower cholesterol levels. Okay, some more benefits of fiber. So it does require more chewing, which slows down your consumption of meals and aids digestion. So think of yourself eating an apple. You know, it's not like you're consuming like yogurt or something. So it's taking you time to eat that. It's taking you time, like your brain is, you know, realizing, hey, I'm eating something, and your stomach is having that process to aid the digestion overall. So it's going to make you feel full quicker in a shorter time, you know. So here's another benefit of possibly helping you live a longer, healthier life. So you can see that guy, he's enjoying his time traveling because he's consuming a good amount of fiber. All right. So here we're going to be getting into the grams of fiber needed daily. So make sure you're paying attention here to your grams, because we're going to have a little quiz later, okay? So here you can see men need 38 grams of fiber per day, and women need 25 grams of fiber per day. Elderly women need 21 grams of fiber per day, and elderly men need 30 grams. And there's some extra there on the side that you can see, like the age specific for children and younger children and teens. Okay, so unfortunately, on average, we're consuming 10 to 15 grams of fiber per day. This is like, you know, during the week, this is what we're consuming daily, the average American. Okay, so, right, so here we have some fiber boosting foods and fun facts. Okay, so we have whole grains. You can see some examples under there of the different types of whole grains and fruits, vegetables. So I'm going to be speaking about some fun facts today. All right, so quinoa is a superfood, and it has 5 grams of fiber and 8 grams of protein per 1 cup serving. So just a fun fact, it is a complete protein, so that is a great way to add some fiber to your meal and get some protein. You could consume a cup if that's too much for you in one meal. You could do half a cup for lunch or half a cup for dinner, you know, and you're still getting that 1 cup serving per day. So that's a great way to add some fiber to your day. So we have fruits here. Raspberries have 8 grams of fiber per cup. That could be quite a bit, but if you'd like to do like as I mentioned for the quinoa, you could split that up too. Have a snack or mix it with your yogurt or something. And we're going to be getting into some ways on how to add some more fiber to your meals as well. So vegetables. So a half cup of cooked broccoli is an excellent source of vitamins and trace minerals. So that's a great way to get those micronutrients into your daily meals there. So legumes, we have navy beans. Did you know this was a staple food in the United States during the Navy in the early 20th century? So these were really great because they were getting their fiber and protein, and they called them navy beans. So nuts here, we have pecans, which are 10 grams of fiber per cup. These, I like these personally. I don't know if you like to consume these, or if you have tried these, I'd say give them a try. They're pretty good. Seeds, chia seeds help lower LDL cholesterol and is a soluble fiber as well. We're going to have some chia seeds to show you later. We did a little experiment to show you what it does to you in the body.
You want to show it now? You can.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. Oh. So here we go.
So that's the camera over there.
All right.
The camera is here, actually.
Okay, so you can see the chia seeds here. You see that viscous gel it's forming? This has been sitting in the water for a little bit, and you can see this is what it does in your stomach. It forms that thick gel, and this is what pretty much it pushes through your digestive system, and it's helping grab, all those fat cells, the stuff that's loose within your digestive system, and it's pushing it through your colon, and that's a good way to consume soluble fiber right there. It's a great way. I actually like adding these to my my yogurt.
And that's 2 tablespoons right there.
And this here is the typical serving, 2 tablespoons as well. So, all right. All right, so.
Then you can hit the video if you want.
Okay. And we have legumes here, which I just went over, and nuts, and then the seeds. Okay, so I just wanted to add some more on the chia seeds. So these are an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids. So they actually have 10 grams per 2 tablespoons. So this is a good amount of fiber that you're getting within your day. And also contains protein and minerals, including iron, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. So yeah, so some more fun facts about that is it may improve cardiovascular risk factors such as lowering cholesterol, triglycerides, and blood pressure. And these are actually coming from the desert. So, and one other thing I found interesting about these, they're from the mint family. So that's pretty cool. All right, so moving forward. So here's some ways to add fiber to your meals. So we have chia seeds in fruit. As you just saw, you could add the chia seeds to your oatmeal or yogurt. You see that there's some blueberries in there and some bananas. Those are great sources of fiber. You have your nuts in the yogurt with blueberries. These are just different ways to add, to your dessert. And also, if you ever tried it, I like avocado toast, or even you could add them to your eggs. That's a great way to get some avocados within your system. So these are a great source of fiber as well. Okay, moving forward. So here we have some more ways to add fiber to your meals. All right, so keeping the peel on the apple, that's a great way to add some more fiber. Throwing nuts on your salad. If you like going to Crispers and you don't feel like really making something for the day, or you're running short on time and you want to grab a quick lunch, you could grab a great salad from there. They do have nuts on their salad and mixed fruits and all that good stuff. Also, whole wheat pasta is a good alternative to the white pasta. So here's some more fun facts you could do. Pretty much choosing nuts instead of croutons is a good way to switch it up. And also, as I mentioned, that the white to wheat pasta there. Okay, so here's a nutrition label of Bush's black beans. So here's the serving information. You can see that it shows that there's a half cup there. All right. And it shows the calories per that half cup, which is 120 calories. Okay, moving forward, and you see the nutrients. So here we have a guide to the daily percentage value. So you can see the 5% or less is low and 20% or more is high. Okay, so you want to aim more towards that 20%. Okay, and this Bush's Best Black Beans has 25% of your daily percentage. So that's a great way to add fiber to your diet. You can see down there, you see some white rice with some black beans. You could even do brown rice with some black beans, add a little bit of more fiber to your daily intake. Okay, so I would like to have a little discussion with you guys and see what kind of foods that you like to enjoy that have fiber. So I'm gonna push unmute here. 1 second. Oh, or if you like, you could put it in the chat there. Black beans. Okay, I see Mike, he's mentioned black beans. I see some holy basil seeds.
Well, you just said
Okay. Apples, peanuts, raisins, Wendy mentioned. Okay. It's a great way to add some fiber to your meal. What kind of okay, what do you like to add do you like to add apples or peanuts to your salads or anything, or to your yogurts? Several times a week. Okay. Nice. They say apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? Okay. So just about everything. That's great. Yes. That's a good way to keep track of your fiber too. Eating too much fiber. I mean, consuming too much, I mean, it's kind of hard to meet that daily intake, but I mean, if you consume too much, I'll get back to you on the email for that, because this presentation is mainly on meeting the needs, but I'll definitely get back to you on that. Okay. So bulk chicken, tuna salad with raisins, seeds, and chopped vegetables, apples with the skin. Okay, those are all some great examples. Thank you very much for sharing. Make note of that there. Okay. All right. So moving forward, thank you all for your participation. Oh, yes, certainly. Yes, I'm going to get back to you. Definitely. That's something great to look into. Okay. So we have which is a better source of fiber? So we're playing a little game here. I like to, if you like to provide it in the chat, we're going to see which you think is a better source here, applesauce or fresh apple with the skin? Steve, he's the first to answer, and it's definitely the apple with the skin. There we go. Thank you for participating. Okay, so I just wanted to add into this. So foods that are more processed often do have less fiber. Fruits, when the peel is removed, or vegetables. Grains, when they have their bran plus the germ is removed. So these are all ways that you could tell that foods have been processed and are going to have less fiber. And you can see the applesauce has 1.3 grams per half cup. So these typically do have more sugars in them too. And the fresh apple with the skin, it's only one ingredient. It's just an apple, so you're going to be having those 4.4 grams of fiber there, as you can see down there. All right. All right, so how many grams do you think you need? All right, so I hope you guys remembered your daily intake numbers. So I'm gonna just provide in the chat, how much do you think this young man right here needs per day for his fiber needs? Okay, we've got a few answers coming in. Okay, it looks like Ronald and Jacqueline, they mentioned 38. So that is correct, 38 grams.
Even Jackie remembers.
Okay, so we have this woman here. She looks like a young woman. What do you think? Okay, Jacqueline's on a roll. Okay, 25 grams. Perfect. Thank you all. 25 grams. Okay, moving forward to this elderly couple. What do you think the elderly woman might need? We're going to go with her first. And Jacqueline again. And okay, yeah. I got some people answering the question here. This is good. All right. Oh, if you guys didn't see that, for the elderly man, how much do you think he needs? All right. There we go. Good job. All right, so moving forward, we got another question for today. Which has more fiber per serving? Raspberries or apple with the skin? Got one raspberry, okay. Let's see if we get a few more people in there. Wow, we're getting a lot of participation. This is great. All right, so raspberries, correct. All right, so 8 grams per cup. And the apples, so we did go over that fun fact earlier. I'm glad you guys have been paying attention. So the raspberries do have 8 grams per cup. The apple with the skin, 4.4 grams of fiber. All right. So which has more fiber per serving? This is a tricky question right here. I wanted to try to get you guys on this one. But we're both learning. I mean, we're all learning here. So which one do you think has more fiber per serving, the cauliflower or the broccoli? Okay, we got some broccolis there. Broccoli, okay. All right, let's see what it is. Broccoli, that is correct. So broccoli actually has 2.37 grams of fiber per cup, and cauliflower has 2.2 grams. So they're very close in the serving there, but broccoli is my go-to, honestly. I like broccoli much more.
Cauliflower.
Okay, so moving on here. All right, so which of these have fiber? We got a chicken breast and we got a sweet potato. Which do you think has more fiber? Okay, this one's pretty obvious here, right? So you got the sweet potato. Okay. All right. Trying to have some fun here, you know? All right. So chicken doesn't have any fiber, and sweet potatoes do have 3.76 grams of fiber for the average size, medium size potato. All right, so without the skin, you're looking at 3.7 grams, and with the skin, you're looking at closer to 4 grams per serving of fiber. Okay, there you go. All right, so, okay, so we're playing a little game here still. So what is the name of this fiber-filled food? Can you guys guess? And just to make it a little more difficult, what type of fiber do you think this has more, you know, just by looking at it, what kind of fiber do you think this is more of? Kale, okay, I see kale. Everybody's getting that. All right, so do you think this is soluble, okay, or insoluble? Okay, I see Wendy. Okay, Deborah, thank you for participating. Perfect. Yes, it is insoluble. Okay, so moving on forward. Okay, we went over this earlier, so I hope you guys get this one right. So what is the name of this fiber-filled food? All right, so this is one of my favorites here. Okay, Steve, chia, all right. Okay, Ronald says black beans, and we see Jacqueline says chia, okay. All right, and Deborah hit us with the soluble fiber as well. Okay, she gets an A+. All right, here we go. Thank you. Okay, what is the name of this fiber-filled food? We went over this earlier as well. Pecans. That is correct. Pecans. There we go. All right. All right, now, so how many grams of fiber does the average American get? We did go over this earlier. All right, so we're getting a lot of participation today. I see Jacqueline has mentioned 10 to 15, which is what Steve said, you know, it's not enough, okay? It's not enough. So 10 to 15, that is correct. All right, so here, which one do you think has more fiber? This is kind of a giveaway, but which one do you think has more fiber here? The oatmeal with the almonds, raspberries, and blueberries, or the avocado? Okay, so Steve has mentioned the oatmeal. So you can see that the oatmeal does have actually does have soluble and insoluble fiber, 2 grams each. So per serving, you're getting 2 grams of insoluble and 2 grams of soluble. So for the blueberries, you're getting 3.6 grams of fiber per cup. And also for the raspberries, as we mentioned earlier, you're getting 8 grams per cup for a fiber. So also for the almonds, you're getting 3.5 grams of fiber per ounce, which is a handful. I just kind of wanted to share these fun facts with you guys to give you more insight on, how much fiber you're going to be getting for these. Like if you choose to snack on them, or Okay, so we have one avocado. So one avocado actually has 10 grams of fiber, but if you like to spread like a half of avocado on your toast or something, you're going to get that 5 grams of fiber, or if you mix it with your eggs or something. So also, as I mentioned, the oats, they're really good. And actually, I learned yesterday that Oat Day is in January. So looking forward to that. Okay, so there we go. Got that. All right, so true or false? Fiber is the carbohydrate or starch that our bodies cannot digest. True. Yes, sir. That is correct. That is correct. All right, so true or false? Adding flaxseed to your yogurt is a great way to add fiber. There we go. We got some trues in there. True, true, true. Perfect. All right. Okay, so true or false? Fiber is only found in plant foods. Okay, true. Yes, this is only found in plant foods here. Okay. All right, so we have a multiple choice question here. What are some of the benefits of fiber? Okay, so you have A, meeting your intake of fiber daily is not healthy for your gut health. We have B, fiber can relieve constipation, normalize bowel movements, and regulate blood pressure, and lowers cholesterol levels. Well, can aid in lowering cholesterol levels. So what do we have here, A or B? Okay, we got a lot of B's there. Thank you for participating. There we go. You guys are correct. All right. So we're going to go over a recap here. All right. So see, fiber is a type of carbohydrate the body cannot digest. That's what we went over. And the sources do include plants, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, legumes, seeds, and nuts. You got the different types of fibers, which are the soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, and the insoluble fiber, which doesn't dissolve in water. All right, so the soluble fiber can help lower glucose levels and cholesterol, and these sources do include like oatmeal, nuts, beans, apples, and blueberries. Okay, so some sources for the insoluble fiber, you got brown rice, legumes, carrots. You also got like wheat products, wheat breads. Okay. Remember the skins on the apples, your cucumbers, okay? So some of the benefits we did go over today were that fiber can relieve constipation and normalize bowel movements, and can also help you feel full, which in return can help you lose weight, possibly. Okay? So these can help regulate some blood pressure levels and help lower cholesterol levels. Okay? So we did speak about also the average intake that the American gets, which is 10 to 15 grams of fiber per day. Okay, and we did go over the needs pretty much for the men, which is 38 grams. For the woman, it's 25 grams. Okay, and for the elderly woman, we got 21 grams, and for the elderly man, we got 30 grams. Okay, all right, so moving forward. Okay, so we did go over some ways that we could add fiber to your meals, which you have adding some cut up fruits and vegetables to your salads, meals, and desserts. So you could remember, those are some great ways to increase your fiber intake. Keeping the skin on the fruits is an extra fiber you got there. So make sure you eat that apple with the skin. Okay. So also chia seeds and flax seeds are a great addition to your desserts that get some extra fiber. It's easy, you just get that spoon and pour as much as you want in there. Okay. All right, so we got recipes, and Andrea is going to take over, thank you so much for participating so far today, and I hope you guys enjoy these recipes here, okay?
All right, thank you, Rayshawn. Okay, so I was just gonna say quick, I know you guys were talking about which has like if you could get too much fiber, so I had a lot of time to dwell on this and everything, and just like yes, you can get too much of anything. We're falling so short right now that many of us do not have to worry about that. But one telltale sign is if you go the opposite of constipation and you end up with something like diarrhea, you can sometimes, that would be a time you'd want to decrease your fiber intake. And the reason you'd want to do that is just to, I guess you're missing out on some of those vitamins and minerals. Then if it goes too quickly through you, your body needs a little bit of time to digest those and grab those from the food that you're eating. And so if it's just like going through really fast, that would be a good time to decrease your fiber. So the other thing I just was thinking about too, when he was talking, is that one thing we didn't mention is sometimes when you increase your fiber, which hopefully you guys will all do now, woohoo, but you might want to increase your liquid too, because when you drink water, especially with the soluble fiber, it needs something to do that soluble action with. Otherwise, you might end up actually, kind of with like a little bit of stomach ache. So if you can, make sure you're drinking fluids and stuff just to help flush it out. So I just wanted to say that quick. And then I had to tell you too, I really think he loves chia. I was looking at this presentation and it was funny how many times it was coming up. I was just laughing. But, like a long time ago, when it first started to get big, I guess, I did not put it together that, you guys remember the Chia Pet? Yeah, I don't know. It's the same chia that is on that. So you can actually, do the Chia Pet thing and you can eat chia sprouts from the Chia Pet. So there's something, an activity for if there's hopefully not another COVID time, but okay. So recipes, I just wanted to throw some quickly on there just to give you some ideas. So I was looking for recipes and I was going through my day-to-day, and this was an advertisement at one of the gas stations for what they had offered at breakfast. And I just wanted to basically share, I guess, that this is probably the opposite of fiber. I don't, there's maybe the bread would have a small amount, but the eggs don't have fiber, cheese doesn't have fiber, meat doesn't have fiber. So, this is a great way not to get fiber, I guess. And so just, if you can try to mix it up, if you love one of these things, maybe you could also have it with a little cup of fruit or something just to give you some fiber, or you could add something on that, some tomato slices or something to give you some fiber. Okay, and I just had to show you too, I don't know if anybody shops at Winn-Dixie, but these are some options they came up with. So if you can see the first one, that fruit bowl with the yogurt, so yogurt wouldn't have fiber, but that fruit would. And cinnamon, just a fun fact, 1 tablespoon, which is about the size of your thumb, it's equal to 4.1 grams of fiber. So that's the same as a half cup of raspberries. That's kind of cool. The spices, you wouldn't think about it, but they, like poppy seeds, they're seeds and they would have fiber too. And the second one there, so the vegetables would have fiber, but the other things wouldn't. So that would be a lower fiber choice. And then the third one, if you could choose like whole wheat English muffins there, peanut butter has fiber and so do the strawberries. So that would be a win. Okay, just wanted to give you a couple of recipe ideas. You don't have to memorize these or anything, but just kind of roasted chickpeas. Sometimes we like crunchy things, maybe you'd go for like chips or pretzels, but chickpeas could have extra fiber. They do have extra fiber and they have protein. So they are a great option if you like something crunchy, and you can just roast them, take them out of the can and just roast them on a sheet pan in the oven. Pretty easy, and you can season them how you like them. And I just wanted to show you the CDC then. They came out with some things, but they're definitely backing those chickpeas also. Then we have pumpkin pasta. It's right around the corner here with toasted walnuts and spinach. So that could be an idea. The pumpkin would have fiber, the walnuts, and the pasta. They're all good to go on those. And you mix that together as a dish. And then there's actually grain bowls. You might have heard of that kind of thing, but if you can see on that bowl, it has things like corn, tomatoes or peppers, beans, brown rice, guacamole, which would have the avocado. And these people here, they put actually walnut chorizo. So chorizo is a spicy Spanish pork sausage, and it's usually high in saturated fat. but this would be a way to make it out of walnuts and beans actually. So it's kind of a cool idea. Just you know, you wouldn't have to do it all the time if you love chorizo, but you know, it could mix it up and add something else. And then I just wanted to show you, you know, you might have heard of black bean brownies, which definitely work. They're very moist. But there's also chickpea blondies too. And so these, I think, I don't know, I think they're almost better. But they have chickpeas in them, oatmeal, peanut butter then, and all those things would have some of that fiber. So we're coming to the end here. I just wanted to say we have a evaluation that we're gonna send following the webinar. It's just like 3 or 4 questions. And just I wanted to say, you know, like if you could do it, we would really appreciate it, because that's it'll help both of us, you know, help Rayshawn and I. So thank you, because then we can see how we need to like teach it better, you know. And Jacqueline, yeah, I could, when we send the survey, I could send some of those recipes if that sounds good. And then I see a couple of questions. Yeah, I'll email the recipes. Good call. You guys got to try the chorizo. That's kind of fun. I just wanted to say too, check out Eventbrite. I'm guessing maybe that's how you heard of that or from the email, but I have some other classes coming up, and we're also testing pressure canner gauges next Friday. So if you have one, just to make sure it's accurate, that's good. Pumpkin seeds, yeah, great fiber source. And that's all we have. And then we have a bunch of references there, but let me just see if there's a question. I think Steve, you might have had one up there. If you know it. Chocolate. Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, you know what? I was reading some websites just to make sure I was pretty accurate on what I was saying about the too much fiber. And one gastroenterologist, they were saying, you know, maybe over 70 could be. But I think honestly, you could just kind of look at your stool, you know, not to talk about that, but I mean, you know, if it's they actually, I went to a conference once and they had a whole sheet on it, like just different pictures and like how you know if you're having enough fiber. But you can kind of look at it, you know, if it's pretty formed together, you're probably doing okay. You just don't want it too watery, because that means you're probably missing out on some stuff. So
make sure you're getting that water intake in as well.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? I really thank you guys for staying with us. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. Thank you for your participation. Really appreciate it.
Thank you all. Had a good time.